No, wrong day. Now we need the banner. I would say this is today. Cathedral, no. There we go. All right. All right, welcome to another episode of The Perpetual Tourist. Today we are at the Vietnam History Museum. There's no really a grand entrance, but you can see it. But there, yeah. So we're gonna deep dive into Vietnamese history. I think this is the last history museum that we're gonna do. I'm pretty sure in Vietnam. So we better get our Vietnamese history down pat this episode. Erica should be on the way in a little bit. I think she'll join us soon. But let's get to it. Have a cafe that goes along with it. Visit the museum. That's this way. Oh, wow. This museum is interesting already. You immediately walk into open air courtyard. I don't know if this is all going to be museum, but we got a nice map here. Let me get closer. We are here. We want to go to the prehistoric period first. Okay, there's not a brochure. Maybe there'll be more maps. Although we got plenty of arrows up. Visit direction, pointing this way. Gonna follow the map's instructions. Go to the prehistory period first, I think. Although that looks strikingly like an exit. Oh, one is over here, all right. This museum is just getting started or just getting renovated. They do not. I mean, it's a fabulous building. They've chosen well. They don't have a lot of exhibits out. She said it was okay to film, to use the camera. Now there are signs up that say
traveling solo often means embracing the unexpected, and my recent visit to the Ho Chi Minh City History Museum was exactly that. While Scott and Erica were off doing their own thing, I ducked into this massive building looking for a break from the relentless heat. What I found was a museum in flux, a bit of a historical puzzle, and a surprisingly interesting way to spend an afternoon. Want to see what I mean?
Economics, military, culture, art, etc. These are the premises of the socio-economic material forming the van lang game. These are weapons. Weapons are very unique in style and abundant in quantity. Jewelry. Jewelry in Dong Son culture is richer than before, including necklaces, bracelets, anklets, earrings, brooch, belt, buckle, in which the bracelets were favorites of most residents. These are the drums. If you've seen any of our other history episodes, those figure prominently. Halberd. Halberd is a type of ancient weapon originating at the beginning of the Metal Era. The halberd becomes a unique weapon brought to the local characteristics of each region. In the Dong Nai culture, it's found with a large number in the country. The halberds in type were also in the jar of Sa Huing skull with earrings, bicephalous ear ornament, drum and a basin, guessing a wash basin. Ancient tombs of Saigon, mummy of Som Kai, brooches, earrings, jewelry. You know, we don't used to say brooch. The words mean the same thing. That's the outer coffin. The ancient tomb system has played an important role associated with the foundation of Ho Chi Minh City during 300 years. This is the Battle of Bac Dang River. No, they're kind of jumping around. This is when they were fighting off. This was a Chinese invasion force. They sailed up the river, I guess. After the historic battle in Bac Dang, Ngong Quin, a king establishing the Ngong with the capital settled at Ko Lo, and issued their regulations on imperial standards and governmental organization to stabilize the domestic political situation. So I guess that was the final battle against Chinese forces. During the period under Northern Chinese, along with the reservation of the national tradition, Vietnamese people also adopted many features from the Han Chinese culture. It's true. I think that's a gun. Let's pop in, see what they have. This is an outdoor courtyard area, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. Although it is covered mostly in case of rain. It's probably going to give shot. Water puppets. I still have to get a water puppet for Scott from our day in Hanoi, shopping day. Coins, round with a square hole in the center, raised band around the outer rim and center hole. The obverse engraved with 4 characters, with the Chinese character below the center hole signifying a family name of King Din Bolin. The coin is a signifier of independence. King Li Dynasty. The victory of Dai Viet army against the Phong aggressor. This is a Song invasion attempt during the Dai Viet era here in Vietnam. This is the Li Dynasty. It's a sizable Buddha. Tabha Buddha. It's a replica. The original Amitabha statue at Phata, carved in 1057, is the largest and most ancient stone statue still relatively intact to this day. It's a typical work for culture and art of the Li Dynasty. Li Dynasty items. Buddhist architecture and sculpture of the Li Dynasty. In the Li Dynasty, the development of Buddhism was strongly rotated. Throughout the country, there were about 300 pagodas and towers built or repaired by the Li kings, many of which are famous landmarks such as Ding Hu Pagoda, Van Phu Pagoda, etc. Along with these Buddhist architectures, it's also necessary to mention the art of sculpture, which is also very original. Architectural ceramics of Li Dynasty are mainly in the form of brick and tiles with a variety of styles. Normally, bricks are in the light pink or fine gray in the forms of rectangle bricks, square bricks, and octagon bricks, carved or molded with very smooth patterns of tortoises and dragons curling in Bodhi leaf frames. Coins from the era. A door of Fo Men Pagoda. This is a replica of the door of one of the pagodas. Buddhism Dynasty. On the basis of Li Dynasty Buddhism, along with many conditions, Tran Dynasty Buddhism flourished with its own imprints in the history, especially Emperor Tran Nang Thong's establishment of Truc Lam Yen Tu Zen School created a distinguished space for the Vietnamese Buddhism in terms of ideology organization. Dai Viet under the Tran Dynasty. In 1225, Tran Dynasty substituted Li Dynasty to continue the development of the nation of Dai Viet in all aspects. Architectural ceramics of the Imperial Citadel of Tanglong. We went there. That's in Hanoi. You can watch an old episode. In fact, I think it's already out. Watch that episode on our channel now. At the beginning, Tran Dynasty seemed to inherit almost entirely the Li Dynasty system of architectural works, but later on there were some changes in the planning of the Tanglong Citadel. The architectural materials of Tran Dynasty are relatively similar to those of the Li Dynasty, but were innovated to be thinner and lighter. Okay. Model of a house. The miniature tower. According to the Buddhist scriptures, the towers, stupa, are high and multi-stage constructions used to worship the sarira of the Buddha and the enlightened ones, such as the Bodhisattva, Pratyeka Buddha, or Arat, or to the inner bones of the eminent monks of pagodas. I'm thinking that said inter. Now I'm gonna look. Yeah, inter bones. Sorry, not inner bones. Inter bones. The resistance against the Mongol Yuan. This is one of the most magnificent pages in our history of national construction and defense. Within 30 years, for 3 times, the people and army of Tran Dynasty had defeated the Mongol Yuan Empire, the most powerful and aggressive empire of that time, upholding the independence of the country and contributing to the protection of the independence of Southeast Asian countries. This victory is an invaluable lesson about the unity and wisdom of our predecessors and the wars against foreign invaders, and also the most notable victory of Tran Dynasty, which has been passed through generations. All right, so when they say it's the Mongol Yuan, that's the Mongol dynasty of ancient China. Mongols, of course, as you probably know, swept across most of Asia and all to Europe, creating the largest overland empire that the world could not get into Vietnam. They had to stop. In fact, I'm just going to show you maps. I love to show maps, but I know they don't always come through as well as I hope. But you can see they actually came down Hainan, and across on the other side, this would have been Myanmar. And so Mongol Empire covered most of but couldn't get into Vietnam. One of the many attempts from the north to take over Vietnam. Now, to be fair, they did start off China. But once they gained their independence, they did not relinquish it. This looks more. You have to walk up to this painting, the Battle of Bac Dang during the Third Yuan invasion. Okay, that's the Third Yuan. It's 1288. Fire, and I'm wondering if the Yuan had something like Greek fire, or if they had cannons by that time. I thought they didn't have cannons until the 15th century. Okay. Piles of Bac Dang. I think they mean pillars. This is a relic of the pile battlefield of Bac Dang. Now belongs to the relic at Hongyan district, Hongyan province, and the Tran Hung Dao in 1288 against the Yuan army. Well, maybe that is something. Maybe they're not just pillars. Maybe they're like at the top. They're meant to be driven into boats. The piles were nailed at low tide. The average distance between the piles is about 0.9 meters. Beside the up also several 45-degree incline piles aiming at hitting the enemy boat or riverbanks. Based on careful research on the terrain and tidal cycles and logic and accurate calculation, the pile battlefield representing the outstanding talent of Tran Hung Dao has made a great victory. Third time about that river. Okay, so yeah, it was put in the bottom of if it was a river, like a river. And okay, where would the tide can still affect it? They were put on the bottom, and that caused the boats to drive into them as they approached. The rain. Household ceramics. Many large ceramic factories, Din Bin, and brown patterned ceramics. New line of ceramics created in the Liu Dynasty, but developed to characterize most of the trend. Brown patterned ceramics. Now, how do we not go back to the last place? Then move forward. Here we go. Champa. We've seen some Champa too when we were in Vietnam. The art of ancient Indianized kingdoms of Champa is particularly noteworthy for the heritage of Vietnam. Alongside the wonderful work of art from the Cham Museum in Da Nang, which we did that one, the Museum of Vietnamese History in Ho Chi Minh City preserves the most important and beautiful art. In the, I think they got the more advanced stuff, or maybe it's just more intact, seeing them and stuff, but it's not all as well preserved as this. But this metal too, we might remember how much metal we saw there. I'll have to, in the future edits, put a card in the top right hand corner for that site. You don't want to put up the banners, but I'm not looking at comments. I seem to remember more this stonework from the Champa Sculpture Museum. Ganesha. I'm just gonna quickly see if I've got anything on the Champa written on here. The reverse theme is Indianized. I think that's a strange way to say it, but yes, there.
Ngay sau đó, nào sẽ mình sẽ hướng và các bạn hãy tham với cái vụ là con Nguyễn mình con ấy là thêm
It's pretty good. Hey, this actually just says the Vietnam National Museum, but it is also history. The Vietnam National Museum of History, established in 1927, is a treasure trove dedicated to showcasing Vietnam's rich cultural heritage. So it is. The museum's collection spans a vast timeline, starting from prehistoric artifacts dating back hundreds of thousands of years, century revolution, and founding of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. The museum's permanent exhibition occupies several floors and meticulously arranged to guide visitors through Vietnam's historical periods. We've already started. But we started with prehistory and early cultures. This is where we're at right now. Those are more piles. Okay, I feel like we did that already. For archaeological finds, tools, and ceramics, piecing together the lives of Vietnam's earliest inhabitants. Dong and Son cultures delve into the bronze Dong Son, known for its impressive drums, we saw some of those, and advanced metalworking techniques. Champa and discover artifacts and architectural influences of the ancient Champa kingdom, known for its Hindi heritage and impressive texture. That's where we're at now. We're caught up already. And yeah, it is impressive. Wooden Buddhas.
Right, you want for some the human brain athlete.
Oh, this is the backside of these. I've been down to examine the statue's ass. There we go. No, if I stopped to see this one, like I did. A seashell. Seashell in one hand, and I guess a ball. I mean, he's got a seashell. I'm guessing that's a toilet. Yoni. I don't know, maybe I think. Is this some sort of a statue on it? It just says 6th to 7th century sandstone. It doesn't say what it actually is. That's Ganesh. That's Ganesh. Boom, 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 boom. It's a Ganesh sitcom. All right. Awesome. Next part is Cambodia. Let's see. Okay, I think we already went through this. Learn about Vietnam's past, the powerful dynasties of Ao Loc, Van Long, and the Imperial. This is Cambodia that we're moving into. And they have a wonderful museum as well in Phnom Penh. Absolutely. A lot more. Just items they have of Cambodian Khmer origin. There are some, not a lot, some who live inside Vietnam as well. Because of course, culture does not stop at political borders. don't know if that noise is part of some impressive display. It's here at the museum. We'll find out. A diorama of a battle. Lam Son uprisings, 1418 to 1427. After defeat in the resistance against the invasion of Ming troops in 1407 of Ho Dynasty, our country once again fell into the domination of northern feudalism for 20 years. However, Dai Viet's strength was proved by the continuous explosion of uprisings against the invaders, in which Lam Son uprising, Loi defeated the Ming army, regaining national sovereignty. Aha! When I earlier said that they never gave it up again, I was wrong. There was a 20-year period where the Ming invaders took over Vietnam for, and then I got rid of them. That's where you hear about Lê Loi in Vietnamese history, this is where he falls. He in 1427 defeated the Ming invaders, occupiers.
Do you believe me that I'm a lonely soul? I've been searching, always wanting more. Can you hear me?
Mythological lion. That's like a dog. Nghe is the unique mascot in Vietnamese culture. It's a combination of all plus the creativity of artisans. Nghe has no slender shape and body on which there are twisted feather rolls. This animal carries the legendary and mighty element with unexpected various transformation. It symbolizes the wisdom or as Lord of all species. By sophisticated shaping, art, and carving technique, artisans have shown the image of Nghe on many materials such as stone, ceramic, wood, and their Mac Dynasty. I've never heard of this one, Mac. It's Mac tonight, MAC. Pottery production continued to develop and left some special types such as lampstands and incense burners. These product motifs. Dragon, lotus petal, Bodhi leaves, clouds, waves, combined with the technique of painting with a pen brush, covered with relief, gluing, which increases the decoration effect. Most of the lampstands and incense burners in this period had texts in Han and Nom scripts that were engraved, embossed, or written in blue enamel on the product. Chinese bespoke ceramics. After a period of civil war between Lei and Mac dynasty, it became stable, and Lei Qin monarchy entered a period of prosperity and developed socioeconomic life. During this period, the court also ordered Chinese-made porcelain wares of the king and lord, distinguishing high and low Mandarin titles. Here's the many-armed Buddha we've seen in other places several times. Many armed, many faces, and more than one Buddha even, and also by a dragon. Avalokitesvara with thousand hands. Oh, this is the Bodhisattva. Oh, okay, this is not the Buddha. Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara. Erica's many times. Too bad she's not here to tell you. But you can see the many faces and the Buddha on top, but the one with many arms is the Bodhisattva. If you can't tell the many arms in the statue, the thing behind is also all arms. That's why they call it thousand arm, even though you don't see the thousand coming out of her, they're all behind her. Right. Weapons, swords, these are looking more modern. Probably can't I don't think it's a painting, I think it's more like a frieze. King Quang and his army moved towards Thang City. There's the bell. Battle of Not Hoi Dong Da. Not Hoi Fort is located at a key position for Thang Citadel. It's obstructed the access from the south inwards. After careful situation, Quang Trung planned a battle. On the 5th day of the Lunar New Year, Quang Trung's elephant-mounted troops suddenly moved towards Not Hoi, resistance against the Qing aggressor. Okay. This was when 1789. Now this is much later. So we missed the part where the Qing invaded, but apparently they invaded again, and this was the defense. Maybe just should have started on this slide. Battle of Rak Gam Suan are the names of flowing into the Tien River. This river is about 6 kilometers long, currently located between Mi Tho City and An District in Xizang Province. This was the place where the naval battle against the Vietnamese troops took place. On the morning of January 19th, Tay Son insurgent army under the command of Hue lured Siamese troops into an ambush. Tay Son artillery suddenly fired enemy warships, making the lineup of the enemy become confused. Okay, no, this is in the south. The opposite. Around the same time, though. Oh, okay, so they were being into the south by Siam. Yeah, that's modern Thailand, so I'm sure you know. If the water puppetry section is closed, no water puppetry for us. I think that's a water puppet, by the way, not regular size. Okay, let's see what we've wandered into. Nguyen Dynasty. The establishment of the Communist Party of Vietnam, 1930. We missed the Nguyen, so like that jumps ahead. And the revolutionary movement of national liberation. The Gate Death Plague, didn't say. Just a model shutdown, which does happen. It's kind of hot. See what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of our patented bathroom breaks. It'll be about 10 minutes. Node that back on momentarily. Get away from the stream for about 10 minutes. Please hold on. We'll be back. Good God, that's like the camera off. We've only got a few minutes left here. Honestly, it doesn't go all the way into the revolution. This is Nguyen Dynasty. You guys see this ceramics of the Nguyen Dynasty, bronzeware of the Nguyen Dynasty. We also wanted to finish off what I was talking about before, which may still be open. What is wrong with computers? It's got the thing so small. Stupid. Yes, why don't you make it so that I can see it? Terrific. So it doesn't get much into it, but it does talk a little about the French colonial period. It's 4 exhibits depicting Vietnam's struggle for independence from French colonial rule. These are royal costumes of the Nguyen Dynasty. A comprehensive section dedicated to the war, showcasing artifacts, photographs, documents, and illuminate conflicts. I feel like that's part of the rearrangement. That's what you get at the War Museum, and it's a great museum, but there's not really a lot of purpose in duplicating it here. They just don't have room, to go into the whole thing. So this museum definitely focuses on ancient history, starts in prehistory, the ancient Vietnamese empires, dynasties, and finally the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Exhibits chronicle Vietnam's journey since the revolution, highlighting its social, economic, and political development. There are enamels of the Nguyen Dynasty, antiquity, came through this. Okay, the last segment here at the museum is about the ethnic groups in Vietnam. Oh, there's some guns too about the French. Not a lot dedicated to it, and there's too much there to unpack if you don't have the room. So I really feel like it is better that they focused on one thing. There are tons of them, so letting each one focus on something different is a good thing. As you guys, the museum is based around a big giant courtyard. The building is quite nice. It's a colonial era building that they are working on right now. It seems like it'll be very peaceful once the courtyard is finished and the renovations are finished. This building was built in 1925. It initially housed the French School of the Far East, an archaeological research institution. The museum has over 200,000 artifacts, offering a comprehensive look at Vietnamese history from prehistory to the modern era. In English and Vietnamese. And we're not left yet. We're coming up on it. I think I put aside an hour and a half, and I'm sure you noticed, I skipped over reading most of what is here. So if you're interested and you want to learn a lot about Vietnamese history, you could definitely spend a long time here. This could be a full-day museum easily. Showing how this all these Hanoi as well. We got some exhibits set up on the outdoor part of the ethnology museum that show homes, and one of them showed a tomb. So these go on the posts around the edge of the tomb. The link to that episode in the comments. Oh, actually, we didn't get that in the episode, so now I think about it because of my ineptitude of doing this. We've got many episodes of lost material. Unfortunately, they are really and truly lost. Show but the Ethnology Museum in Hanoi is absolutely good. I don't know if I ever ran the opening sequence today. I was trying to scurry out the door as soon as the mic was longer than I had anticipated. what caused me to fail to calculate earlier. Alright, it's gonna say lovely museum. Okay, yeah, there we go. Lovely museum. Still under renovation. Oh. We're gonna end up this episode. Not sure how much time we got left for our next site, but okay, this museum was a captivating journey through time, offering a deeper understanding of the museum of Vietnam's evolution and the forces that shaped position in quiet mode. I think I should do. But if you're tuning in the future, this is probably the end of the episode, so please stay tuned for the next video. And if you're here live, just hold on, because we're headed out to, it's hard to say it here, let's check now. It's taking that down the, essentially over, not the live stream. Live stream keeps going all day. But that's that, we're episodes, so that's